Traffic. All right, thank you. So, Joan Kloth-Zanard. You're number 2, Joan. Yes, but I think he's stuck in traffic. Oh, and the chair recognizes Thomas Weissmuller, who's joined us.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Joan Kloth-Zanard. I am from Southbury, Connecticut. While both my brother and my husband are victims of a failed court system, I'm going to talk on a less personal level. You'll have to excuse the glasses. Age. I've been doing work with victims involved with family courts for nearly 2 decades. I've gotten a tremendous amount of experience and training. I'm also a certified, well, it's not certified, I am a GAL in the state of Connecticut. I went through the training program here. We are here for what is in the best interest of the children. So how is constantly fighting in court in their best interest? We get the one parent, or both, are still filled with hatred and anger and rage. But that is not what the courts are for. That is what therapy and a therapist are for. We are here for what is in the best interest of the children. Which brings me to my task force issues. We have extensive GAL problems. Yes, we have some good GALs out there, and we have some that people don't like. It's across the board. Anybody, we can't love everybody. But some of the issues we have is that our new GALs, such as myself, are not being approved to take cases. We're not being approved for state rate. And we only have 100 state-rated GALs out of, I think it's close to 1,500 GALs and AMCs in this state. That's a travesty. I've been told that it's because the judges fear that the new GALs do not have enough experience. To that, I say, let them shadow a present GAL who's been doing it. Let the judge learn about them and who they are. And it gives them their experience. I know many GLs will not like what I'm about to say, but I'm saying it from a professional endpoint. GALs really should not be attorneys. Psych 101 is not enough education. If they've had the training, they've done marriage and family therapy, they've done extensive psychology classes, and more importantly, child psychology, yes, then I would agree an attorney could be a guardian ad litem. But we have another issue. Quite often, and I'm not accusing anybody because it doesn't matter, it just happens once in a while, where a guardian ad litem is up against another attorney, or is a guardian ad litem on a case, and one of those attorneys that who is representing the family is also a guardian ad litem. And this becomes a conflict of interest because that guardian ad litem might be afraid to do what needs to be done for fear that when their case comes around, that attorney, if they're a guardian ad litem on their case, is going to not help their client. Furthermore, okay. In conclusion, as I say to my daughter, I can't condone everything you do. What I ask is that the task force be responsible and willing to work with us to find a better family court system for the children and their parents, and to consider the many tools, charts, and the 3 strikes, year out program that I've created that will allow us to not drag these cases out. 3 strikes is a 12-week program with 3 chances for a parent to comply. We could stop this snowball. We have the ability.
Thank you very much.
Oh, go ahead. Yes, I did. But if you need more copies.
No, I think
I think I have enough.
Okay, thanks. I'm sorry, Ms. Garrett.
Thank you for testifying. I have a question. When you talk about the 3 strikes and you're out, what are you referring to?
This is a program that I sat down and put together and then had a couple other people work with me on. Basically, it provides a 12-week plan that's broken down into 3 weeks. And every 3 or 4 weeks, the counselor or the person involved does a check-in. Has the parent been complying? Have both parents been complying? If a parent is not complying, first offense, if it has to do with visitation, that parent that's not getting the visitation gets 5 extra days of visitation. Second offense, the parent not getting the visitation gets 15 days of extra visitation. Third offense, that parent not getting the visitation gets 45 days of visitation. After that, the offending parent loses custody. It takes a panel of 3 professionals, an attorney, a psychologist, and one other, okay, who will decide when that parent can go back and can get supervised visitation. The offending parent must go to counseling. They must work at this and find out why they are so filled with hatred and anger and rage that they would be doing this to their children. Once they have progressed and the counselor gives the okay, the panel of 3 can then decide, yes, now you can have the supervised visitation. Once supervised visitation has gone well enough, that parent can then apply to the panel to have unsupervised visitation. In this way, we're ensuring that all the parents are doing their job, that the kids are seeing their other parent, and that we're fixing this family, not making it worse. It also means that we're not dragging a court case out for years. We have cases, my husband's case alone, 10 years. To this day, he has seen his kids 6 times since 1996 and not seen them since 2006. They are 23 and 25. Our case is done. It's over with. But there are other families here who are going on 8 and 10 years still doing this. 12 weeks, we're done. We at least know what the ball game is and how to work with it.
My final question, how much money has your family spent on GALs and all this whole thing? Do you know? Do you have that number?
My husband was very lucky because no matter what we did, the ex was not complying. So maybe we got away with about $10,000. My brother's divorce, over $1 million between him and his ex. He is the reason why doctors and lawyers are screwed when it comes to alimony. He is the poster parent. He pays over $350,000 a year to his ex-wife.
Is this in Connecticut or another?
In Connecticut.
Does anyone else have a question? Because I have a couple. Is the $350 in alimony included in that $1 million that you're talking about?
No.
Okay. All right. And secondly, the program that you are talking about, I just read your written testimony and I don't see the details. Can you provide that to us?
Absolutely.
Great. Okay,
absolutely.
thank you.
I also have another thing called Red Flag Behaviors and Color-Coded Calendar, which will absolutely help the gals, the courts, the judges, the attorneys to see patterns of behavior.
Great.
One shows it in color and one shows it with a number.
All right. So if you could, that would be helpful if you would be willing to do that.
Absolutely. I will get that to all of you. I think
Thank you.
Sharon might have a copy of it already, and Tom.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Go ahead, Minnie.
Representative Gonzalez.
Thank you, and thank you for coming. In those 10 years, how many times do you meet with the GAL?
I think we only met with the GAL once. She got it. Our problem was our case was back in the 90s, into the early 2000s. The courts didn't know how to handle a parent who doesn't comply with court orders. So what they would do is, bad girl, here's another court order. Bad girl, here's another court order. 6 of these in a 10-year span. By that point, the children have already been brainwashed and programmed to hate their father.
And can you tell me at that time, what was your husband's income or your income?
My husband was struggling. He was depressed. I'm legally disabled. So our income is very limited, which was a big problem for us in having to be able to afford an attorney. We got lucky. When my husband first got divorced, his ex-wife never served him with divorce papers. She filed for an income of 4 times his income. It took us 4.5 years to get it overturned, and that was only after my husband was threatened with jail. He got a pro bono attorney. The pro bono attorney used the same exact evidence that we'd been using for 4.5 years to get them child support reduced but the judge refused to retro back. To this day, my husband is still paying for arrearages for the 4.5 years that his ex-wife lied to the courts. But we never had very much money, so we were very limited. He would pay his attorney, and his attorney felt so bad about our case that he really did the right thing and didn't charge us a lot.
So in your opinion, the judges at that time, you didn't get a lot of help.
It's not that we didn't, it's not that the judge didn't get it. At that time, the judge got it. He didn't know to penalize the mother. We caught the mother committing perjury, fraud, and forgery. And the judge did nothing about it, except say to her, you need a psychiatrist. Send a narcissist to a psychiatrist, come on, it doesn't work. You know, you got to court order this. And unless you're court ordering that everybody in the family be in counseling, both individual and each child alone with the parent, so the counselor can see the dynamics, nothing is going to get resolved. Nothing.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Joan. Thank you. And I'll look forward to those programs. Thank you. And